I'm standing outside. Nothing feels wrong, just another ordinary day. But somewhere deep beneath my feet, the impossible begins. There's no warning, no tremor, no sound. And then, everything stops. It's not the world slowing down. It's like the universe skips a frame. For a fraction of a second, everything freezes. And then chaos explodes. The air slams into me like a wall. The ground jerks violently beneath my feet. And before I can even breathe, I'm airborne, thrown eastward at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. I don't fall. The world moves without me. Cars rip from the streets. Trees are torn from the ground. Entire buildings shred into dust before my eyes. The air itself screams, a sound like tearing metal and thunder combined. I can't even hear my own voice over it. The horizon bends and shatters. The world is no longer the world. The atmosphere doesn't stop. It keeps moving, a hurricane that circles the entire planet. I watch it tear across the landscape, flattening mountains, shredding forests. Everything becomes a single, moving blur. The sky turns white, not from light, but from heat. The friction between the air and the now still earth is so intense, I can see the sky catching fire. Flames stretch from horizon to horizon. The air tastes like burning metal. In seconds, the ground beneath me starts to glow. First red, then orange. Concrete softens. My shadow melts into the ground. The entire world becomes a firestorm. I run, but there's nowhere to go. The ground cracks open, swallowing trees and cars. Rivers vaporize, turning into clouds of steam that rise and ignite. For a moment, I think I hear thunder. Then I realize it's the sound of continents breaking. I fall into darkness. Somewhere, I've landed in a subway tunnel, maybe 50 meters underground. The air is choking, thick with dust and heat. Every sound above is muffled, distant, like the world screaming underwater. Then silence. For a few seconds, I think it's over, but through a small crack in the wall, I see light. Not sunlight, firelight. Everything above is burning. The ground rumbles again, a deep groaning sound, like the planet itself shifting. When I climb back toward the surface, the air is red. Ash falls like snow. What used to be a city is now a desert of glowing glass. Even as I try to make sense of it, I remember, this isn't magic, it's inertia. Everything that was moving with the earth keeps moving after the earth stops. Air, water, even the molten layers under my feet. The friction between those layers releases energy beyond comprehension, more than every nuclear bomb ever detonated, multiplied billions of times. The air itself becomes plasma. Lightning lashes across the horizon, splitting the sky into white veins. Volcanoes erupt all at once, fountains of molten rock bursting through the crust. It's as if the entire planet is trying to tear itself apart. Far above, I see the moon. Its orbit is no longer smooth. It jerks, drifting slightly, pulled by the sudden imbalance. Even space looks broken, and yet, deep beneath all of this, the core of the Earth still spins. I can't see it, but I feel it. A faint magnetic hum vibrates through the air, warping compasses, twisting the auroras into spirals of crimson and violet. Then they vanish. The magnetic field collapses. When the storm finally stops, everything is quiet again, eerily quiet. The air smells like burnt stone. The horizon glows faintly, but the sky is dark, not from night, but from ash. From high ground, I can see the shape of the planet changing. The equator, once swollen by the planet's spin, has flattened. Oceans slide north and south, rushing toward the poles. I watch as miles of coastline disappear beneath waves the size of mountain ranges. The continents are drowning. The equator turns to a wasteland of exposed seabed, endless canyons and coral skeletons baking under a white, endless sun. And then I realize something else. There are no days anymore. The sun hangs motionless in the sky, frozen in place. Half of the world will never see it again. The other half will never escape it. I stand on the edge of that twilight, the only strip of earth where the light never changes. It's always sunset here. The sky is copper, the air cold. Maybe this is where life will try to survive, between fire and ice. Weeks pass, or maybe months. It's impossible to tell without a sunrise. The air feels thinner now. The wind is gone. Without rotation, there's no magnetic field. Solar radiation floods the planet, turning the sky blood red. Every living thing that survived the fire now begins to die in silence. Plants bleach and crumble. Oceans steam away. Every breath burns my throat. The ozone layer has vanished. I try to send a signal, but nothing responds. Satellites are gone. Power grids are dust. The world hums faintly, not from life, but from machines still running on dying batteries. Eventually, even they go quiet. The silence that follows, it's not peace, it's final. Could it ever happen? To stop the Earth like this, it would take 1.3 times 10 to the 29th power joules of energy, enough to vaporize the planet entirely. Nothing in nature could do that. No asteroid, no cosmic event. Even the greatest impacts in history barely slowed our rotation by a fraction of a second. The only thing that could stop the Earth's spin is time. Billions of years of it. Tidal forces from the moon are already slowing us, centimeter by centimeter. Eventually, one side of Earth will always face the moon. But before that happens, the sun will expand, consume us, and end everything anyway. So no, the Earth won't stop. Not now. Not while we're here to wonder what would happen if it did. And yet, for a moment, I can still feel it. That phantom silence, that sudden stillness. Every breeze, every sunrise, every heartbeat, they only exist because the planet moves. Because motion is life. If the Earth ever stopped, it wouldn't be peace. It would be the sound of nothing, the kind of silence only a dead world could make. We think of stillness as calm, but out here, in the vastness of space, stillness is the moment after everything ends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this impossible journey, subscribe to Never Possible for more explorations beyond human experience. And remember, some things aren't just unimaginable, they are never possible.